Hi, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Bible. Before we get started today on Jolly Fun 25, I wanted to show you some of the great writing that my good friend Adonis is doing. I also wanted you to note that down at the bottom, right under Adonis's work, you will see my email address if you want to send pictures of your work as well. Now on to Jolly Fun 25. Hi, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Bible, and believe it or not, it is time for Jolly Fun number 25. But rather than me telling you what we're going to learn about today, I have brought Inky and Bee, who are going to sing about what we're learning today. Are you ready? See if you can figure it out. Do, 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 double letters, double letters, double letters. Double letters, double letters, double letters, double letters, double letters, double letters, double letters. Usually they follow a short vowel. Double letters, double letters, double letters, double letters. Usually they follow a short vowel. Double letters, double letters, double letters, double letters. Did you figure it out? We're going to be learning about double letters today. Thank you, E and B. Take a bow. Very nice. Now, boys and girls, we're going to let them take a rest and move on to double letters. Inky and Bee were singing to us about double letters. And you can see in this word, kitten, that the T is doubled. Remember how they sang that usually a double consonant will come after a short vowel. So let's check if that's correct. Let's read this word, kitten, kitten. Do you hear the I? I do. Now, along with double T, I'm going to write some of the consonants that we see doubled. Sometimes it's double T. Sometimes it's double S. Do you know any other doubles? Sometimes it's double L. Sometimes double R. Sometimes double P. Can you think of any other ones? I can think of another one. Sometimes double B. All right, I think that's enough for us to think about right now. Let's see if any of those doubles pop up in the words that we're going to read. Now, one thing you may have noticed, that double letters can happen in the middle of a word. Do you think they could happen at the end of the word? Do you think they could happen at the beginning of the word? We'll talk about that more after we finish our reading. Are you ready? Let's see if we can read some of these words that have double consonants. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Let's read this one. Is miss, like I miss you so much. All, doll. Huff, huff. Huff is when you go like this, like you're blowing air. Egg, egg. Bell, bell. Now see if you can read the next one by yourself. Did you say jazz? Plus, I see a new double letter we didn't have, and that is the double Z. This Bible's not too good at drawing those. All right, let's fix that one because it looks like a 2, doesn't it? And I don't want to confuse you, so let's get that one fixed. So double Z, how about that? Here we go. Let's see if Miss Bible can make it better. There we go. That, boys and girls, how funny is that? All right, come on, you silly pencil. Remember, I was having trouble the other day This pencil has a mind of its own sometimes. There we go. Okay. Now back to reading. Whoops, Miss Bible. All right, jazz. Let's try another one. Button. Now, some people might say button, but you don't have a button on your shirt. You have a button. So this O is tricking us, sounding a little bit like an All right, button. This looks like parrot. Parrot, doesn't it? But I happen to know that this is the name of a bird. Does that help a little? And that's parrot. 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 So remember how we talked about when the R comes right behind a vowel, sometimes it messes with the vowel sound? Well, here's an example right here. And our last one is bill. Bill. So let's go back and look. Remember I asked you, do you think we could have a double consonant at the beginning, the middle, and the end? Let's check and see. This time when you look at the word, I want you to shout out beginning, middle, or end. Ready? Where do you see the double letter? Whoop. There you go, Miss Bible. Middle. End. 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 Middle. Middle. End. Where was the only spot in the word we didn't see a double letter? If you said beginning, you are absolutely right. Other than people's names that sometimes have a double letter at the beginning, but we know everybody's name is a tricky word, right? Usually you will only see these double consonant letters in the middle or the end, and they will usually follow a short vowel, unless that crazy R gets in there, right? Okay, let's go to our next activity. Today we're going to read one of the Jolly Yellow Readers. It's a nonfiction book about shells. Do you see a word with a double consonant? I do. Do you see it? Shells. Let's read about the different kinds of shells. And while we're practicing reading our double consonant words, we can learn some things too. This says, some animals have shells. Under the shell is the animal's soft body. Do you see? Here's our tortoise, here's a snail, and here's a crab. Do you see the double consonant word up here? It's shells. You're right. Limpets, mussels, clams, and whelks are shellfish. They can be found in rock pools. Here's a limpet, here's a whelk, whoops, and here are some clams. Do you see any double consonant letter words? I do. Mussels, do you see it? Mussels, and shellfish. They cling onto rocks or lie hidden in the weed at the bottom of the pool. Wow, look at those mussels. These are different mussels, boys and girls, not like your arm mussels or your leg mussels, but these are mussels that actually are little animals that live inside of a shell. Let's look down here. Do you see any double consonant words? Can you find this word? Hidden. And what about bottom? Weed also has a double E, doesn't it? Let's see what's next. When shellfish die, the shells are left empty, and you can collect the shells. Look at that word collect. Double L in the middle, and shells. Tortoises and terrapins have shells with patterns on them. Look at that word patterns. It has a double T. Tortoises and terrapins, boys and girls, are another name for turtles. I just realized terrapin also has a double R in the middle. A tortoise or terrapin can tuck its head, legs, and tail into its shell, sorry boys and girls, if a predator comes along. Do you know what a predator is? A predator is an animal that likes to eat other animals, okay? And we know some animals do that, even though it sounds kind of gross to us, but that's how they survive. And so if something approaches a tortoise, a terrapin, or a turtle, it can just tuck its head and legs into its shell so that that animal can't get to it. Now today I'm wearing a turtleneck named from the turtle, because if I got really cold I could actually pull my turtleneck up to my nose, couldn't I? Crabs and lobsters have shells which are a sort of hard skin. A lobster has a jointed shell. It flaps its tail to swim. Do you think a lobster could swim if its tail didn't have joints in it? If it wasn't flexible? I think it'd be harder. Maybe it could, but it would be harder. As the lobster gets bigger, excuse me, boys and girls, its shell splits. The fresh shell is soft to begin with, but it soon hardens. Did you see the double G in bigger? Ooh, we can add that to our list. Shell, double L, and soon double O. How about that? There are lots of different sorts of crabs. Some are good at swimming, some live inland, and some have long, thin legs. Now, boys and girls, when it says some live inland, that really means on land, and I don't know why we say inland, because they're really not in the land, but it does mean they live up on the shore. Now look at this word up here, different. It's got a double F, doesn't it? And if we look down here, do you see swimming has a double M? Wow, we've got lots of double consonant words and some double vowel words in here. Hermit crabs do not have shells. Hermit crab, do you see it? They look for empty shells to live in. And you know, boys and girls, when I was a teacher, our class had a hermit crab pet, and we named him Hermie. And we had a ball with Hermie. We wrote about Hermie, we sang songs about Hermie, and one day, just for fun, I let Hermie out of his cage, and I let him crawl around the room, and the boys and girls got to pretend they were hermit crabs crawling around the room, and then they wrote about it. Because the world to a hermit crab looks a lot different than the world looks to humans like us. You might want to try that. Crawl around and write about what you see. Whenever a hermit crab gets bigger, it has to hunt for a bigger shell. All right, you see our double G? And that's true. We had lots of shells in Hermie's aquarium so that he could change shells when he got too big for his old shell. A snail has a coiled shell. Coiled means round and round and round. A slug has a funny sort of shell that you actually cannot see. I didn't really think about that, but there's his shell or her shell. The shell is actually hidden in its body. I didn't know that, boys and girls. I didn't know slugs had a shell, and now I've just learned that the slug shell is hidden in its body. Wow. My grandmother said there's something new to learn every day, and today Mrs. Bible learned something she didn't know about slugs. So, let's go up here. We have a double N in funny, and a double L in shell, and a double N in cannot, and a double D in hidden. Wow, this book was chock full of information and chock full of double letters. How about that? Now we have just a little tricky word practice, and then you'll be off, I hope, doing something fun. Okay, here we are on our tricky word hat. We're just going to concentrate on the yellow ones today because they're the ones that I think we need extra practice on. Ready? See if you can read them. Some, come, your, there, said, here, you. Now our three new ones are there, said, and here. So I'm going to put our spotlight on, and we're going to see if we can find which part is tricky. Are you ready? Here we go. There's our spotlight. All right, let's go up to this one. There. What's tricking us? I'm hearing air, air. And you may not know this, but one way to spell air is A-I-R. But I'm seeing ear. I'm seeing, sorry, boys and girls, I'm seeing So this word looks like thura. Would I say thura is a cat over there? No, I would say there. So the tricky part, we got a couple tricky parts. Let me see if I can do my pencil in here. Oh, I can't. Here's the tricky part, isn't it, boys and girls? So it's not thura is a house. I would say there is a house. So that's kind of tricky. All right, let's look at another one. Let's see if we can find the tricky part in said. It looks like said. But would we say, I said, what is your name? No, we would say, I said. So what's tricking us here? I think it's this vowel in the middle. It's not A, it's making the sound. How tricky is that? Now let's look at the other new one that we might not have seen. Where is it, Mrs. Bible? There it is, right here. There's that E-R-E again. This looks like hurrah. Would I say I am right hurrah? No, I would say I'm right here. So it's this part that's tricking us, isn't it? All right, boys and girls, Mrs. Bible is going to put her pencil away, and then we're going to clear this. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to click on the yellow ones again, just our 3 new ones. Ready? Let's spell it and read it. H-E-R-E, here. S-A-I-D, said. Woo! Where's my other new one? There it is, Mrs. Bible. But we can practice your, you, and some. We know those. T-H-E-R-E, there. And there you go. We're all done. See you next time.